welcome back to the Dave's Diary workshop series. Out to the workshop we go with a new arrival, and if you can see that in the sun, that is the jig for drilling the bench dog holes, one of which I've already got. Now why the heck would I buy another jig when the other one's still working fine? And I actually made a video on that sort of thing last night, and one of the main things was, I'm reaching in for it as I'm, hang on, sorry about the angle I put you on, but one of the things was this thing, this drill bit, and it is a lovely drill, and I bought the jig for not simply that, but for that bearing also. And I'm going to, in due course, put that bearing into a different one. Okay, you asked, I'll go get it, because I could see it. I made up a bit of custom wood, and I placed one of the bearings that I just pointed to into this bit of custom wood, and put a bush on the other side, a drill guide. It takes the bit very nicely. The tolerance is very nice. And with the two bushings, it gives me a very nice drilling tolerance or accuracy when I'm wanting to place it on my top to drill holes that I can't get to on the drill press. The type of top I've got, the way I've made it, the way it was designed, is that it makes use of the drill press to drill the holes, which are as likely the most accurate for plumb that you'll have other than a CNC machine. If I put a bearing on the other side instead of a bush, then I have that little bit extra assurance that it's all going to work work on the long term. Now the beauty is, I just wind it out. It is a wee bit of a waste, but then the replacement of that bit alone is probably going to pay dividends because of the cost. To replace that with, I put it this way, I couldn't find an equivalent to that drill, so that's a bit of an issue. I'm just putting that in there. That's actually very, very tight in the thread, I've got to say. I hope I haven't crossed it. Flaming will have too. Better back it out, hadn't I? And if I get it just right, like that, it threads in a lot easier. Surprise, surprise. So now those two bushings in place permits me to, as I said, have a little bit more assurance in the performance. Yeah, it's a tiniest little bit tighter in its tolerance. And any wobble that is perceivable out there, and I'm talking, I couldn't quantify it for you. It's going to translate to zero at that point. That's further out, that's not. So there's effectively, I'm going to say, for my purposes, that's zero wobble at that end, zero movement. I'm just trying to feel with my digital feelers any movement, and I can't. The tip is held about 4 millimeters off of the surface, just to give me clearance so I can move everything around. So even at this amount out here, like you can only just feel a little bit of movement. Going to be zero there. So that was why I ordered this jig. And now that I've got the bearings and a spare drill bit, I'm very happy with that. Now the point of why do I need the drill bit was, well, the other night I actually compared different drill bits, and I just bought a couple of new ones. In fact, I bought quite a few new ones, some of which were specifically bought because they are 20 millimeters. And the result was very disappointing. My old drill bit, which is around somewhere, has drilled over 500 holes and is still going strong. No, not there. It's around somewhere. And I'm very pleased with the longevity and the performance of that drill bit. And I couldn't... buried it. No, it's not there either. It's around somewhere because I had it out for that very thing of showing you the results of the drilling exercise. And the holes that were drilled with the 20 millimeter bits, ones that weren't this one, were loose. And I'm thinking, wow, had I not already had that one and had tested it and been very, very impressed with it, I could have bought any one of those drills that I've just bought, thinking that's the standard, used them and found the performance somewhat wanting. And that's the thing. You rely on the manufacturer to supply what they promise. This one I got lucky with, and you should never have to rely on luck. And for the price of this, it is less than half the price of the top-end type of drill that I've seen that we get here in New Zealand. I think it's a UJ. Well, it's not made here. I think it is a UJK bit manufacturers, and I think it might be TSO, but I think it's UJK, and it was very expensive, but it's very good. Been rated very, very highly, so you get what you pay for. Whereas, as I said, I bought some other drills and I didn't get what I paid for. I got something other than what was necessary. Whereas this one goes in the hole beautifully. And this is the brand new one, so that will be treated with kid gloves for the times that I need them. And until the old one proves itself wanting, I'll carry on using it. It's more than capable at the moment. And all the things that I'm doing, I've probably got another couple of hundred holes to drill. It'll probably do that job fine. So this might have been like a bit of insurance. Get them while they're available. Well, that's why I got them while available. And even though now I've effectively got that part of it, two of them in fact, without having a use for them. Hey, who knows? I might make something out of them. There's the bit that I was talking about. That was the used one, and as I say, it's still going fine. Unfortunately, when I was using it for this in this situation, I'd actually made a little bit of a impact in a negative sense on the shaft of the drill, and it galled against the hardened surface of the guide bush. And I thought, oh, that's not good, and I had to just denib the galling of the shaft, and it's made it ever so slightly smaller in the middle of it than the two ends. So it doesn't affect the performance overly much, but this is an unadulterated, pristine drill. So for those situations where I may start requiring finer tolerances, or to just assure myself, I can put the new one in there and use it. Now that this, because they've got bearings on them, that's in them, and if any pressure builds up, the bearing will spin. So, yippee. Okay, so very happy with that. I've just had it in the mailbox. The courier didn't bring it up and hand it to me, so how rude. But yeah, very happy with this now, so I can carry on. doesn't need to be used until those situations when, and like the eventuality that it occurs, I need it in the middle of the top. But that experience encouraged me to be a little bit more mindful on the initial row, this one, where I set it up, and inadvertently, and I did it for a good reason, just that it's then bit me in the bum. I set it up at 25 millimeters off the edge of the board to give me that little bit more space on the bench top, just the 25 mil with the MFT, and it really wasn't needed, unfortunately. I could have kept it in 50 mil instead of the 25, and it meant that would have allowed me to have drilled in this particular panel the row here that I couldn't get to on the drill press just because of the distance in it was. So now, knowing that, I probably will never need to use this drill jig on the MFT type of situation. The downside of this, and it does have one, as far as I'm concerned, is that the amount of effort that you have to push with one hand on the jig itself and one on the drill permits some pressure on the drill to tilt this, and you sometimes won't get a dead vertical cut. Drill press does away with that sort of issue, so I wind up with the best of the situation, and drill presses are designed to do the very thing that I'm just talking about. So this in wood or non-melamine coated MDF would be fine, because you don't have that bust through pressure through the melamine that's required. And so I think this is still going to be, if you're contemplating getting one, get one, but mindful that the melamine issue can't be ignored. If you're doing a single layer MFT top, no problem, or a one piece top, so even if you do laminate two together, I still call that a one piece. Then also probably no great dramas, so grab this at the price that it is. It's not bad at all, but with my experience, the melamine was very hard to punch through with handheld, sort of situation. So just letting you know my experience. So I'm not criticizing, I'm critiquing this. Would I buy it again? Obviously I would, but for different reasons. Very happy to have that bearing and not to have it cross-threaded. And very happy to have the extra spare drill bit. So there you go. That was my little bit of an update. Still fiddling with this a little bit. Still coming to grips with its functionality, and the reality that I'm probably going to have to strip it all the components apart, true them up, so that I'm actually utilizing this. So I'm going to make a second one and probably a third one of different sizes, but that enables me to run the material past the router. I feel that the accuracy that gives me, not only for dimensioning, which is what I've been calling this thing right from the get-go, is the dimensioning router thing, is not to be underestimated. The benefit of it. It trues it up. It makes it very, very nice surfaced here, and nice and square. Kind of important in a lot of things. And as I actually showed a couple of things mating up against each other, it is a nice finish. Razor sharp, of course, which is what you want when you're doing edging and, just butting up onto other materials. So when you place it against your material, you get a really nice join along there. Okay, that's it. Happy to have got my new drill jig, and now I can put it away out of harm's way until it is actually needed. Rightio. That's all for this one. I kept it reasonably short, but yeah, covered a bit. Okay, see you in the next one now. Bye.